What happens when 1,000 ants face off against a deadly predator? You won't believe the epic battle that's about to unfold. In the dense undergrowth of a tropical rainforest, a colony of fire ants goes about their daily business, foraging for food and tending to their queen. Little do they know that a formidable adversary lurks nearby, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the ants scurry across the forest floor, a sudden movement catches their attention. In an instant, the peaceful scene erupts into chaos as a massive centipede emerges from the shadows, its venomous fangs glistening in the dappled sunlight. The ants, though tiny individually, are a force to be reckoned with when united. As the centipede lunges forward, the colony springs into action. Thousands of tiny bodies swarm towards the threat, their mandibles snapping and stingers at the ready. The air fills with the pungent scent of formic acid as the ants release their chemical weapons, creating a noxious cloud around their foe. The centipede, however, is no easy prey. Its armored exoskeleton provides protection against the ant's initial assault, and its powerful legs allow it to thrash and writhe, sending dozens of ants flying with each movement. But the ants are relentless. Their sheer numbers overwhelming as they clamber onto the centipede's body, searching for weak points in its natural armor. As the battle rages on, the forest floor becomes a seething mass of legs and antennae. The centipede's movements grow more frantic as it tries to shake off its attackers. But for every ant that falls, 10 more take its place. The air is thick with the acrid smell of ant pheromones and the centipede's own defensive secretions, creating a toxic miasma that hangs heavy in the humid air. Minutes stretch into what feels like hours as the two forces remain locked in combat. The centipede's initial advantage of size and strength begins to wane as fatigue sets in. Its movements become slower, more labored, as the constant barrage of bites and stings takes its toll. The ants, driven by their collective instinct to protect the colony, show no signs of tiring. Their tiny bodies pulse with adrenaline as they continue their relentless assault. Suddenly, a shift occurs in the battle. The centipede, in a desperate bid for freedom, manages to break away from the main swarm of ants. It scuttles towards a nearby tree, hoping to climb to safety. But the ants are quick to react. A group of scouts, sensing the predator's intention, race ahead and form a living barrier at the base of the tree. As the centipede approaches, it finds its escape route blocked by a wall of biting, stinging insects. Trapped between the advancing swarm and the ant blockade, the centipede makes its final stand. It rears up, using its powerful mandibles to snap at the ants closest to its head. But this defensive posture leaves its underside exposed, and the ants are quick to exploit this weakness. They pour onto the centipede's softer belly, their mandibles tearing into flesh that was previously protected by hard chitin. The tide of battle has turned decisively. The centipede's movements become increasingly erratic, as it succumbs to the thousands of tiny ascectomies, wounds inflicted by its attackers. Its once imposing form begins to disappear beneath a living carpet of ants, each one contributing to the gradual but inevitable defeat of their much larger foe. As the centipede's struggles weaken, the ants' frenzy intensifies. They work with mechanical efficiency, dismembering their prey piece by piece. Some ants begin to drag chunks of centipede flesh back towards their nest, while others continue to swarm over the remaining carcass, ensuring that no morsel goes to waste. In the aftermath of the battle, the forest floor is littered with the bodies of fallen ants, their sacrifice a testament to the colony's strength and unity. But for every ant lost, hundreds more survive, their victory ensuring the continued survival and prosperity of their species. The remaining ants begin the process of cleaning up the battlefield. They methodically collect their dead, carrying them back to the nest, where they will be processed and recycled, their bodies providing nutrients for the next generation of workers. The centipede's remains are similarly dealt with, its once fearsome form reduced to nothing more than a food source for the very creatures it had hoped to prey upon. As the day wears on, the forest begins to return to its normal rhythms. Birds resume their songs, small mammals emerge from their hiding places, and the air clears of the acrid sense of battle. But beneath the surface, the ant colony buzzes with activity. The influx of food from their vanquished foe provides a boost to the colony's resources, fueling growth and expansion. In the days that follow, the colony's scouts range further afield, emboldened by their victory over the centipede. They map new territories, discover fresh food sources, and face off against other challenges. But none quite match the epic scale of their battle against the deadly predator that dared to threaten their home. The story of the ants' triumph spreads through the colony, passed from one generation to the next through complex chemical signals. It becomes part of the collective memory of the species, a reminder of the power of unity and the strength that comes from working together towards a common goal. For the individual ants, life goes on much as it did before. They continue their ceaseless labor, building, foraging, and caring for the young. But there is a new confidence in their movements, a sense of invincibility born from overcoming such a formidable opponent. As we zoom out from the microscopic world of the ants, we're left to marvel at the incredible feats that can be accomplished when tiny creatures work together. The battle between the 1,000 ants and their deadly prey serves as a powerful metaphor for the triumph of cooperation over individual strength, a lesson that resonates far beyond the confines of the forest floor. In the grand tapestry of nature, this epic confrontation may seem insignificant. But for the ants, it was a defining moment, a battle that tested their limits and proved their worth. And for us, watching from afar, it's a reminder of the hidden dramas that play out every day in the natural world. Unseen, but no less spectacular for their obscurity. So the next time you spot an ant trail winding its way across your patio or through your kitchen, take a moment to appreciate these tiny warriors. For in their miniature world, they are the conquerors of giants, the vanquishers of deadly foes, and the ultimate survivors in a harsh and unforgiving environment. The battle of the 1,000 ants versus their deadly prey may be over, but the war for survival in the natural world rages on. And in this endless struggle, the humble ant stands as a shining example of what can be achieved through unity, determination, and the indomitable will to survive.